Okay, let's talk about something I'm pretty sure we've all been through at some point. That weird, kind of tense moment when the simple, comfortable lines of friendship start to get a little blurry. You know, when a quiet, unspoken feeling just walks into the room and suddenly the entire dynamic changes.
I mean, this is it, right? This single thought is at the heart of so many stories. It's that delicate, fragile moment when a secret feeling just refuses to stay quiet anymore. So, first, let's set the scene. We've got our group of 6 friends just hanging out in their natural habitat, the canteen. The energy is light, the banter is flowing, everything is just perfectly, comfortably normal. And this is just them, you know? This mix of playful, absurd jokes and quick, witty comebacks. It's that kind of easy conversation that just happens when you're around people you completely trust. And then this happens. The first tiny crack in that comfortable reality. It seems like such a small thing, just a teasing comment from Kabir about Rhea's smiling. But this one little observation is enough to change the air in the room just a little bit. So, how does this feeling actually start to build? Well, think about it. A crush almost never starts with some big, loud announcement. It's usually way quieter. It's a series of unspoken actions. And what's so interesting here is how you can see the secret language of a crush playing out. These are all tiny signals, right? Walking a certain way, listening a little more intently, all things Rhea is putting out there, even if Tanay has absolutely no idea. He's totally oblivious. But while Tanay is completely clueless, other people in the group, like Kabir, are starting to pick up on it. He might not know what's going on, but his gut is telling him the vibe has shifted. Something's different. And this, right here, this is the key to everything. We're talking about emotional safety. It's way more than just trust. It's that feeling deep down that you can be vulnerable with someone and you just know they won't judge you. It's this exact feeling that lets Rhea finally open up to Meera. And there it is. In that quiet moment of total vulnerability, the secret is finally spoken out loud. It's so soft, so hesitant, and you can just feel the weight of that emotional risk she's taking. This is such a perfect example of what a good friend does. Mira's response isn't shock, it isn't gossip, it's just instant validation. She immediately makes it okay, makes it safe for Rhea to feel what she's feeling. And that's exactly what she needed. But you know how secrets are, especially in a tight group of friends? They have a way of getting out. And usually it's not in a quiet, controlled way. It's messy, it's chaotic, it's almost always an accident. And boom, one word. Meera just blurts it out in the middle of a joke. A single name, Rhea. But in this context, it just hangs in the air and brings the entire group conversation to a dead, awkward stop. This is where it all goes sideways. Kabir, who has no idea what he stumbled into, he's not trying to be mean, he just amplifies the whole thing. His excited question takes Mira's little slip-up and turns it into a giant public spectacle. And for Rhea, the result is immediate. It's overwhelming. All of a sudden, every single eye in the group is on her, and it's just too much. That embarrassment hits, and she just has to get out of there. So what happens now? The cat is out of the bag. The reveal has happened, whether they wanted it to or not. And now the entire group has to figure out how to deal with this brand new, really awkward truth. You can see it ripple through the group almost instantly. You've got Sana, who's immediately protective, Kabir, who feels awful, Arian, who's already thinking about what they could have done differently, and of course, Tanay, who's just completely confused, trying to process this for the very first time. Okay, so what Tanay does next is basically a masterclass in how to handle a situation like this. Instead of just letting things be weird and awkward, he actually approaches Rhea. And his approach really gives us a blueprint for these moments. It's not just about what you say, it's about how you say it. And this is the key. He doesn't say he likes her back, but he also doesn't reject her. He very gently acknowledges her feelings, and then he immediately reminds her how much he values her and their friendship. It is just the kindest, most respectful way to handle it. Her response, it says so much, doesn't it? You can feel the mix of sadness, sure, but there's also relief in there. It might not be the fairy tale ending she wanted, but it's the kind, safe resolution she needed after being so vulnerable. And this brings us to the big takeaway here. It's a really powerful reminder that not every crush has to end in some big drama or awkward heartbreak. What we just saw is how a really mature, gentle conversation can take a situation that could have been a total mess and turn it into a moment of deeper, more honest connection between two friends.
So yeah, the group dynamic has definitely changed. Things aren't as simple as they were before the secret came out. But, and this is the important part, because everyone handled it with so much care, the friendship itself is still strong. It's not broken. And really, that's the whole point. The core message here is that being vulnerable doesn't have to be something that destroys a friendship. When it's met with kindness and respect, it can actually make those bonds even stronger, even more honest. But you have to wonder, what happens when this new, more honest friendship gets put to the test? Honesty is great, but it can also open the door to way more complicated feelings. So how does a group that just barely navigated a crush deal with jealousy? Now that's a question for next time.